Hello, Quantum Leap callers. Happy Thursday. It's Crystal Downey Shada just leaving you your Thursday Quantum Leap message. And I'm reading a really great book called The Five Invitations. Now, the little tagline to it sounds really morbid, but it's actually not. It's a really amazing book, and it's what death and dying can teach us about living and how to live. And I'm only partway through it, and I have really found just amazing quietness in the reading of it. So the reason that I'm telling you about that is that one of the lessons, the very first of the invitations, is about recognizing the impermanence of life. And, you know, when I think about it, we all love certainty. We want to know for sure. We want to be prepared for whatever could be. And know for sure what's happening and that everything's going to be okay. That's a really shortened, condensed version of it. And one of the things that he talks about in this book is how life is ever-changing. Circumstances are ever-changing. We are ever-changing. I am not exactly the same person I was a month ago because I'm continually on a personal growth journey. So I'm learning and growing and shifting and changing, and I'm responding to events of life around me, which also have an impact and change me. And what I found most interesting just in this moment as I'm sharing with you about this particular first invitation is that there is an impermanence to life. Is what are the ways that we can practice surfing life? Not meaning that we're not impacted by it, but more from a place of things in life happen. Some of them feel good, some of them don't feel good. And so how do I navigate that? I may have feelings about it, which inform me and tell me, gives me information about my own experience and is there to teach me. And I don't have to, if it's particularly negative or feels like doom and gloom and concern and worry, like I have choices about that, and I can spiral into it, or I can notice myself going there, have the feelings, have the experience of it, and then move forward through it, recognizing that things change. And it's true, not all of those changes feel like in the moment that they're for good, and we'll handle it. One of my favorite old books from way back in the day, I think it was written in the early 80s, maybe even in the late 70s, is Susan Jeffers' book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. And one of the really great things that she said in that book, of all of the things that I took away, the one thing that still sticks with me today is that we'll handle it. Whatever comes, we'll handle it because we always have. And we do. And sometimes it's not pretty as we handle some of the negative or difficult things. Sometimes it's really challenging for us. And we do get through even the unbelievable, unimaginable, terrible things. We'll handle it. And so what would it be like to live life in that surfing place that we notice the feelings, we don't avoid them or ignore them, but we don't let them spiral us. We recognize the change that's always there and current in life and happening. And we find ways to accept it. Now, condoning something and accepting something are two very different things. Saying that it's okay that this is happening is condoning it. And there might be something really negative happening that you can't condone. You're like, I can't go there. I can't say that this is okay with me. That's cool. I totally get that. There's a lot of terrible things that happen that I don't condone. What I can do is accept it, and in the acceptance of it, I now open myself to other possibilities of where we could go from here. In other words, I'm not fighting against it. Doesn't mean it's okay, but I'm not fighting against it. It is what it is. So, okay, how do we want to proceed? And because we're not struggling against it in the conversation that says this shouldn't be this way, it opens us to new possibilities for working with it, for solving it. I know that's kind of an in-depth overview, but probably not enough information to actually say, yeah, I get it and I'm with you. But that was, I guess, the best shortened, condensed version of my takeaways from this first chapter of the book, or this first section of the book. The second section of the book is about welcoming everything. And it goes along with that first section of it. They go together. And that whatever it is, we may be perceiving it as good or as bad, and what's available to us in it. I've often said that life is not happening to us, it's happening for us, which is a different take, same idea. And that is, I can look at terrible things that they're happening to me, or I can shift it up and think, this is happening for me. What can I take away from this? How can I grow? How can I be better because of this perceived negative experience? So I hope that supports you. We have a lot of changes that happen always in life. It feels like for whatever reason right now, there are even more changes. So how do I want to perceive that and navigate that in a way that supports me and the process and even what I'm about better? So when I say all of this out loud, I'm thinking, does this actually make sense? Did I really say this in a way that you can grasp it? So if you're curious, if I didn't give you enough information and you're curious, or I gave just enough for you to pique your curiosity, again, it's a really great book. It's called The 5 Invitations. And it's a gentleman that does a Zen hospice retreat, or, of course, hospice for people who are dying. And it has been a really moving read. So, yeah, my invitation for you would be to check it out. I think we can learn a lot about how to live when we embrace more possibilities in life. All right. Have the most amazing Thursday. Hugs to you. Bye-bye.